Now, I'd like to share with you a personal story. The first 2.5 years I was in sales, I was not exactly an overwhelming success. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even a whelming success. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't sell a lot. I did. I sold my furniture. I sold my car. And that's not too far from the truth. My lights, my electricity was disconnected. My telephone was cut off. I had to turn a car back in because I could not pay for it. My first baby was born. The hospital bill was $64. I did not have $64. That would translate about 150 ringgit. I did not have that much money. I had to get out and make 2 sales to get my own baby out of the hospital. And then one day, after 2.5 years, and please understand, in 2.5 years, I learned how to get prospects. I learned how to make presentations. I learned how to handle objections. I learned how to close sales. The salesperson was trained, but was not ready. I went to a meeting. A man named P.C. Merrill said some words to me that dramatically changed my life. What he said to me, Zig, was very simple. He said, Zig, I've watched you 2.5 years, and I have never seen such a waste. Now, that will get your attention. And I said, well, what do you mean, Mr. Merrill? He said, Zig, I believe you could be the national champion. I believe you could go all the way to the top. I believe that if you start believing in yourself and organizing your work on a regular basis, that you could someday be an executive in this company because you've got everything that it takes. Well, now, please understand my background. 10th of 12 children, small Mississippi town. I was very little as a child. I had an image, a picture of myself, that I would always be the little guy from the little town who would struggle all of my life. And all of a sudden, here's a man who tells me for the first time in my life, you could be a great one. Because of his integrity, because he was my hero, because he had set all of the sales record, because he had written the training program for the company, I literally believed what Mr. Merrill had said. Now, please understand, he taught me nothing new about selling, but he taught me a lot about me. That year, I finished the number 2 salesperson in America out of over 7,000 salespeople. I had the best promotion the company had to offer, and less than 3 years later, I became the youngest divisional supervisor in the 66-year history of that company. You see, Mr. Merrill got the man ready. Now, I want to make it clear, I believe that skills, techniques, procedures are relatively easy to teach. But I also want to make it clear that what you do between 8 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon is very important. But what you do between 5 in the afternoon and 8 the next morning is what's going to determine where you go in life itself. My objective today is to get the person ready. Because when the person is ready, then some incredible things will happen. You see, what you do off the job determines how far you will go on the job. Very, very important. Now, I'm going to be talking today a lot about philosophy. Philosophy simply means the love of wisdom. I want to be saying over and over that failure is an event. It is not a person. Yesterday really did end last night. It is not what happened in your life up until today. It's what happens from today on that's going to make the difference. Let me give you an example.